FTX is bankrupt, Congress is being shaken up, and Hunter Biden's laptop is back, baby. This is Content Brained, a show about current events, streamers, and all things internet. Today's episode is part one of a two-part series. Today we talk FTX. Tune into the next episode for Ukraine, Congress, and the laptop.
So this is Content Brained, where we discuss the current meta on the internet and all the crazy stuff happening online and trying to make sense of everything that's going on. This week, there's just too much going on. We got the midterms. We got this thing called cryptocurrency, and I don't really understand it, but it's apparently going to make me rich.
Absolutely.
But it's not making people rich at all. In fact,
not yet. It's going back up.
Somebody's got to win.
You got to believe,
bet, right?
You got to hold.
Yeah, I'm hodl gang, dude. What happened with FTX? What is FTX even?
So FTX is an exchange. It is one of the two, or was one of the two main exchanges. You had Binance was in number one, and then FTX was number two. And the founders,
really?
So the founder of FTX, they call him SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried, and the founder of Binance were sort of mortal enemies. It seems like they had some fights both on Twitter. FTX had one of these coins that they created, which was called FTT, and it turns out
this is a cryptocurrency coin.
Yeah,
FTT.
Okay. So we have these two exchanges, and they're sworn enemies. We have CZ, which is what they call the leader of Binance, and then we have SBF, the leader of FTX. A lot of acronyms. And there's the one picture of them handshaking, being friends, but really they hated each other, and it was pretty clear on Twitter. So a little while ago, there are rumors that FTX is insolvent. And it just so happens that Binance, CZ, is holding on to some of FTX's coin or token, FTT. And so they basically say, we're going to liquidate all of our FTT. And it's totally not to try to screw over FTX. It's just, we just don't want it. And because of that, FTX's the value of that token plummets. And if they're already facing rumors of insolvency, and then a major balance within that token loses value, they really ran into trouble.
So what exactly happened? There's just, separate worlds for me here, because a token is not an exchange. So why would the fact that one firm, basically one scammer, and there's another scammer, and scammer one is I'm going to buy some of your junk to prop up your junk.
Yeah.
But
so
then
they were
you know what, we're out of this junk. And then, but that still the exchange operated. I guess that's what I'm trying to understand. How could the fact that the coin tanked affect the exchange to let people trade coins between each other? Yeah.
So FTT, or FTX's holdings of FTT, were represented some of their valuation and some of their assets versus their debt. And so when they're already facing rumors of insolvency, they might not be able to cover a bank run, which happened. I think there was one particular time where people tried to withdraw $5 billion worth of tokens from FTX, and FTX actually paused withdrawals because they could not cover them.
They didn't have because it's unregulated, they don't have to have the cash to cover the if I have a wallet,
they should have.
If I have a wallet with FTX and I put in $10,000, that $10,000, they don't have to keep it in something to if I say sell, they don't have to send it back to me. They don't have to have those assets in the bank or something like that. That's how this fails, right? That's how this breaks down.
You were supposed to own the assets that you buy.
Right.
But it
cold
turns
storage.
Yeah. So you were supposed to have the things you buy through FTX. They weren't supposed to be able to use them to put down debt somewhere else, give out loans. Turns out that they weren't exactly sticking to that. So FTX facing insolvency problems, just so happens, totally by coincidence, that the leader of Binance, CZ, liquidates all of their FTT, plummeting the price of that. And so now FTX is looking even more insolvent. And there's a bank run on it. They have to pause withdrawals. And then the whole like house of cards just came crashing down.
And like, it's just one junk scammer to another junk scammer fucking each other over. And really, they're not fucking each other over. They're fucking over the people who trusted them.
Yeah. So FTX was suddenly insolvent. The FTT liquidation made it worse. People weren't able to withdraw their coins. And so Binance actually was going to step in to purchase FTX and throw this grenade at them, blow up FTT, and then step in like the white knight and save them.
Yeah. Take their customers. Yeah.
But they had their, due diligence clause. And then they actually ended up backing out because a lot of like money with FTX was unaccounted for, and they were also already under investigation. And so
under investigation by the federal government.
Yeah. So Binance was like, nope, we're not going to buy it anymore. So SBF himself is actually under investigation by the SEC and other entities of the government. He's resigned as CEO. Where it gets more complicated is Alameda Research. And this was another company that was tied into it. So it was a hedge fund, and it was also run by Sam Bankman-Fried. I need to make sure I'm pronouncing that right. The CEO of this Alameda was this woman named Caroline Ellison. And she has some very weird Tumblr blogs online. I'm not going to read them now, but apparently there was a polycule. Apparently she was maybe dating Sam. They lived in a penthouse with 8 other people in the Bahamas. And so they had like 10 people in there, and they were all apparently coupled off or all f***ing each other.
It's like the Bay Area. What are those like houses where like the startup companies like
essentially
venture firms, but like college, but like MTV Spring Break version of it.
Yeah,
like they're like, okay, Caribbean. All right, we're all gonna get drunk and f*** each other, but we're also gonna run this gigantic scam.
Yes, we're also gonna take tens of billions of dollars of people's money and sort of like disappear with it.
Yeah, it almost just went poof, right?
So many red flags. There was some interviews where he essentially admits to it being a Ponzi scheme. He's like, oh, well, you create this box and then people put some money in the box and then the box's value gets bigger. So then we put some money in the box and then other people see that and they keep putting money in the box and doesn't need to pass any economic tests. It just keeps going. And
it just keeps going in the box. There you go.
Yeah. A lot of YouTubers shilled for FTX. I didn't realize this at the time. I don't remember if you saw any of it. Tom Brady had a commercial for FTX. Larry David.
I heard Larry David did. Yeah. I think that was a Super Bowl ad, right? Like there was like a Super Bowl.
Yeah. They were spending so much money on advertisements, I think, which was one of the reasons why they were running out of money. Another reason was that they were loaning money to Alameda Research. There was also a backdoor installed into the accounting software by Sam that allowed him to move money around without anybody knowing. And there was also a hack where a hacker got away with anywhere from $400 million to $1 billion that's just completely disappeared. And
now, is that FTT? Did he just
is that Sam
take a bunch
SBF?
Of Monopoly money?
We don't know. There's been a few witch hunts. Obviously, the main suspects are Sam or Caroline or someone involved in it. They haven't figured it out yet, but a hacker got some money.
That'll come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was also some of the money lent to Alameda that just isn't accounted for, that they can't seem to figure out where it went.
A cryptocurrency exchange lended money to a hedge fund
that he also ran.
That his girlfriend ran.
Possibly his girlfriend. Yep. Sam also received a $1 billion personal loan from FTX. So lot of.
So
fun
I'm sure
stuff.
that's accessible to all the other customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
These fuckers are playing on a completely different game.
Yeah,
completely different.
So really good Twitter thread on it that Genevieve Rochdechter did. FTX filed for bankruptcy, and they had a 30-page FTX bankruptcy court filing. And so there's a lot of good stuff over this.
Is that normal for a bankruptcy? Is it like usually smaller? So does 30 pages mean it's like super complicated?
Oh, I have no idea. They put that in the
Interesting.
the Twitter thread, and I assume bankruptcy filings for multi-billion-dollar corporations are probably pretty big. But a lot of things were sort of exposed in this. One of them was like the accounting of how money got moved around, how people were reimbursed was just all over the place. Reimbursements were possibly done over chat.
Just like a shell game of just like money going over here and just no receipts.
Yep. Very few actual like records of where money was going was kept. They didn't have like board meetings with minutes. As we mentioned, the $1 billion personal loan, also loaning to hundreds of millions of dollars to other people.
So who services that debt? Like if he loaned himself $1 billion and then the firm goes under, that's just, there's nobody to collect the debt anymore. Wow.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how that kind of thing works. I mean,
to me, that seems like, we should probably start a cryptocurrency exchange.
Yeah, it seems like free money.
Do that, get a bunch of suckers' money, loan it to ourselves. Oh, shoot.
And I made that loan just in time, and now I have this billions of dollars, and I'm in the Bahamas.
Exactly. Come and hang out at my penthouse. It's completely innocent.
Yeah. Speaking of real estate, they also used company funds to buy real estate, personal real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was essentially just a giant, like you have to go and watch the video of this interview they do where he just talks about it being a box of money, because that's essentially what they used it as. People piled in money, and they didn't have like each bit of money set out and impeccable records kept and people being paid correctly. They just had a big box of money, and they just loaned out to the hedge fund that he also owned, loaned out personal loans, bought personal real estate. They just used it as a giant slush fund.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm like stunned. I don't even know how to like break that down other than it sounds like massively illegal. And if it's not, it probably should be.
It probably should be. It's a big deal. And I have some crypto. I know you do. This makes me a little worried. I know you talk about how crypto's always going to bounce back. It always does. This one worries me a little bit though.
Yeah, I think it could change the landscape. Based on, really, I'm memeing when I say that, as you know. Okay. Stocks only go up.
This isn't investment advice. This is meme advice.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
In fact, I am a degenerate meme lord who bought Dogecoin for the lulz. Yeah. And I will lose it all.
Yeah, there are no more
I will
lulz
retire.
Left. No.
I will never sell it, because the minute I do sell it, that's when it's going to go up to $1.
You can't lose money. That's when you sell it.
It's a meme, but it's true. You only lose when you sell, and stocks only go up.
Yeah.
So on a long enough timeline, Look, I never took a business class or anything, but I went to the school of hard knocks.
I took a meme class. I know how to online education.
I'm friends with some veterans of the meme wars of 2016, 2018.
Yes, we lost a few, but we made it through. It was a rough war. We've learned some things.
It was. There was some really dank memes that were going around.
Unbelievably dank memes.
The thing is that the stocks only go up. But I do believe that this will be different, because what really will cause the cryptocurrency landscape to change is the government regulation.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting to see now that the Republicans took control of the House, they've got subpoena power. Are they going to follow this trail and investigate something actually important, or are they going to subpoena the pics of Hunter Biden? That's what are they going to do something? Are they going to do something important, or are they going to do something entertaining? So I'm here for both of them.
They're going to do something entertaining. So you bring up a really good point, which is, and this is what I've been thinking about, is crypto's lifeline, I think, depends on whether the government goes hard into regulating it. And my guess is the government will get involved if they've somehow been affected. And that's really if the people that have all of the money already, that have lobbying power, have senatorial power, if those people are losing money from any of this, they're going to throw down regulation.
That's the simplest. That's a fantastic analysis. Exactly right, Steve. Follow the money always, right? If they are hurt, they have the levers of power.
Yeah.
They're going to do something about it, or at least try to. What I would wonder is, okay, let's say senators actually have, or well, I guess senators, House, representatives, whatever, they actually hold assets in crypto.
Mm-hmm.
What regulations would even what like restrictions or regulations would even be put onto cryptocurrency that is not in place right now?
Yeah, you'd think probably rules around how much debt you can have versus your assets, how you are able to repackage debt and sell it, how you're able to give out loans to hedge funds with possible conflicts of interest.
So just controlling the money and making sure that you have a balance to like pay out.
Yeah. A little bit like 2008. There were a lot of regulations put in place after 2008 with the housing market crash, and all of this shady stuff was happening with mortgages and, you know, all of this debt being repackaged and sold over and over that really wasn't worth the total balance sheets that it existed on for all of these companies and banks and hedge funds. So maybe something like that. But if the government and the people in it still aren't in crypto, maybe I don't know, maybe they leave it alone.
See, that's okay. We're bringing it back now because that's why stocks or the crypto will continue to rise, because if government is not regulating it, it's going to be the boom, bust, boom, bust, boom, bust. It's going to keep boom busting. And that's why I'm never going to sell. I'm going to just keep holding it because each time it booms, somebody's got to be holding the bag, and it's going to be me, baby. Okay. Like
I took it one step further. I sold my Doge and I got into Shiba, an even dumber decision. And now I'm holding trash.
Yeah. Well, 100%. You're holding like a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff. I mean, Dogecoin is the meme coin of Bitcoin. Shiba is like the meme coin of Dogecoin. It's like that's like the baked potato and cloned version of Doge that is like, oh, hey, did you miss the big wave of Doge? Well, look, we just literally copied
the people who bought Doge.
Shiba. Are you literally brain broken and do you not understand how any of this works? Lol, it's a Shiba. Let's buy it. Like, that's the extent that I went to with my analysis of the but really, man, how I got into crypto, I was hanging out in Clubhouse, the app. Peak
not
pandemic.
A real Clubhouse, like a tree house.
Yeah, like the app Clubhouse. And I was hanging out, and this one guy, he goes, hey, yo, anybody holding Dogecoin? This about to pop. And I unmuted myself, and I'm like, dude, stop telling people to invest in cryptocurrency. That's irresponsible. These people don't know shit about investing, and you're telling them to put money in Dogecoin. What is wrong with you? It's trading at under a cent. That's just like irresponsible and kind of a dick move. Literally the next day it popped up above 1 penny, and I was like, what is this? Buy. I bought it. I was like, I don't know what's going on, how that guy knew it was gonna pop. So I got really lucky buying in early, but it's just been stupid. And I'm a degenerate gambler. You know that I like to gamble, and I like to I like to win money or to put my money up
craps, blackjack.
I'm dead inside, and that's the only way I can feel, man.
Extreme risk of losing large amounts of money is the only thing that makes you feel alive.
I need to feel that danger. Yeah. Anyways, so I just keep putting more money into crypto, and it just keeps getting wilder and wilder. I don't have that much money. I'm just memeing, but I did buy a decent amount of Doge because it's so cheap. Why not? It's a penny. Whatever.
And so that'll wrap it up for today. That was Content Brained episode 3, and we will see you in the next one. That wraps up part 1 of our 2-part series. Tune in to the next episode for Congress, Ukraine, and the laptop.